Um, Hi everybody, Gregory here, and today is a wonderful day because it is the solar eclipse. And I'm doing the talk while the eclipse is still happening, so I hope it's not too dark over here and you still get to see something. So on this special occasion and having as a subject of the week living from the heart, I really want to go for a message of love here and talk to you about some lessons I learned on ayahuasca and hopefully give you the courage to become a little bit more vulnerable, take action, and learn to trust yourself. So let's go with the ayahuasca story. During my first ceremony that happened a year and a half ago now, I went into this abyss of mine regarding love. I had a girlfriend at the time, and things were not going so well. And ayahuasca showed me some the dark side of the relationship, and then showed me the right side of the relationship, telling me and showing me why I loved Jenna and reconnected me with love. And now you might be wondering, okay, but the subject of the week is not love, it's living from the heart. Well, patience, because one of the lessons of ayahuasca was also that love, true love, has been totally almost destroyed by society. It's such a cheesy subject. You know, the meaning of love and just hearing, you know, I love you, or I love my work, or even as simply as I love myself. Self-love, you know, the meaning behind it has been totally distorted, and we're lost. Well, I feel personally, at least on a personal level, kind of feel lost in that meaning of love that, from what I've seen and what I've read, has been a great subject for writers over centuries. And what ayahuasca ended up showing me was that beyond the word love, there is a concept, there is an energy of love, universal love. You know, loving your neighbor, loving the trees, loving the food you eat, loving yourself, loving your girlfriend, your parents, your sister, your cat. You know, love, unconditional love, and that energy, that force is really powerful, and that's what ayahuasca allowed me to touch. And then, as I understood that I had to be more careful with my utilization of the word love, I also got into thinking about how can love be extracted from a relationship and applied to work and applied to a lifestyle. And that is when the transition from love to living from the heart happens, is living with love, living from faith, almost faith in yourself, that it will happen. And it's hard to get into the groove, you know, of following your heart, listening to your voice inside, and taking action towards something that feels greater than yourself, that you know is true inside, but is not accepted on the outside. And you feel, you know, there's a disconnect between what people expect from you and what you feel, and that is the trap where we often fail to live from the heart because we get so distracted, and we get fearful of the response of the environment, and we let go of our intention. We lose ourselves, and therefore living from the heart is is a challenge in itself. It's almost a journey. It's something that takes a long time to, or does it? It's not obliged to take a long time. You could decide right away that you're going to be coherent between your spirit, mind, and heart. Listen to your heart. Let go of the mind that is in between the spirit and the heart, and simply just take action on what will deliver you from a state of mind that is not making you happy. For example, another story of mine is regarding my school. I was in university. I applied in finance. I don't know why I applied in finance. I should not, but I did. I learned my lesson, and from the get-go, I knew that I wanted to drop out of this program. I hated that school. I hated the studies, and I compromised for my family. I was like, oh, all right, my parents want me to keep it up, have a diploma, but I didn't believe in it. I knew that my heart was telling me to drop out, and I didn't do it until finally I found the inner courage to really take some time alone and think, okay, what do I want? I want to drop out because I have these plans. I have these visions. My heart is somewhere else, and the energy that I am not allowing to flow because I am resisting the act of dropping out is hurting me a lot. So on March 1st, 2017, I just decided that was it. So I went online, dropped the finance degree, and from there, it's been a fantastic story in the last, now it's going to be 6 months already. So that's what it is, to live from the heart. And then you might be like, okay, so do I have to quit school to to live from the heart? Not at all. What I'm trying to say here, and the message I'm trying to pass you, is there is a challenge in living from the heart. Living from the heart is pursuing your truth. It is believing in yourself, finding that belief that your vision of what you want and what is good for you is greater than what other people want from you. And pursuing your truth definitely is harder than pursuing what others want from you, because it's so easy, to put up some blinds and just walk a path totally blinded, hoping that the end result will be good, where in fact, from my little journey and from what I've seen with Sasha, Philip, Jenna, my little sister, my parents, and the people that surround me, what I've seen is people that go on and think that all will be good, and they just walk with their eyes closed, hoping that by following what others want from them, they'll end up in the right place. Well, it doesn't work. However, as Carl Jung said, and ancient knowledge also mentions, is opening the eyes, having the courage to open the eyes, make a stop, take a break, listen to the heart, and go deeper into what you truly want, and push through your true self is painful. It requires vulnerability, because you are going against a movement. You are going against the system. And that vulnerability is what we've been taught that doesn't work in the old system. Don't be vulnerable, people will stab you. Don't be vulnerable, people will manipulate you. Don't be vulnerable because this, that, and essentially you end up building a blockage around your heart. And once that blockage is done, it's you know, as the years pass, it's harder and harder to remove it. And from what I've seen on ayahuasca and through my meditation, through yoga, is that the first step is vulnerability. From being vulnerable and taking an action that puts you totally you know, like a prey, and going through that step and learning from it, learning from the experience, even if it doesn't work, pursuing, keeping it up with the experiences that feed, you know, your intuition. Because feeding your intuition is feeding the heart. In that sense, as you learn to be vulnerable with yourself, take action in vulnerability, you will build trust. From vulnerability erupts trust. As you learn to trust yourself, you get to believe more in yourself. With the trust comes the belief. From the belief comes a new reality, as what you believe and what you think you become. So as you change your perception of the trust you have for yourself, you change, you evolve. The beauty now is that instead of evolving for someone else, so that might be called a regression, you are evolving according to your true self. You have taken the path of living from the heart, essentially, which is not easy, but brings great results. And it's not about financial results, it's not about success according to society, it is success according to you. How do you define your success? And living from the heart is living in order to reach that state of success that is yours. And that is the courage that it takes to, you know, stop the system, stop the movement, stop the energy that you've been pushed into, and say, no, this is over for me. My notion of life as of today is this, I will go there. And from, as I said, from vulnerability will erupt trust, and from greater trust will erupt love. Love and trust go hand in hand, because as you learn to trust yourself, you have more experiences. The more experiences you have, the greater awareness you develop. As the awareness develops, you fall in love more and more, because you see that this world is magic. It is a magical world. And once you fall in love with the magic, living not from the heart is almost like cutting your arm. It makes no sense. It does not resonate with your cells anymore. So that's my little message for you, is to send you lots of energy, to have the courage to make that first vulnerable step, to face a fear or take a decision that is not supported by your peers, but a decision in which you truly believe. And from that, starting the movement. You know, it's like it's momentum, essentially. When the hardest part, as in physics, is to go from no movement to a little bit of movement. But then once the movement has started, you know, the keeping it up is much easier. So yeah, that's what it is. The second part of the message is about my vision for the world, the future world. You know, there's an eclipse today, and my wish is that as we move through time, we get to a place where we build a society where people live from their heart. You know, it's been predicted that in 20 years, 50% of the jobs will disappear due to artificial intelligence. There's going to be some great shifts in the market. There's people working on universal business income. No, not business. Is it business income? UBI. I forgot how I'm so stuck with my finance degree. But yeah. No, it's basic. Universal basic income. Sorry for that. Universal basic income. And I had discussions with older people. And they make me laugh, you know, as soon as you talk about UBI and a shifting marketplace, they all go like, oh, my people won't work. Well, me, I worked, you know, I did my work when I was your age. I worked hard, and that's how I gained my life. I gained my life. This is over. I don't want people to gain their life. I want people to live their life. And living your life is living from the heart. There is so much work to do inside of our head. Healing, so much healing to be done. And I cannot understand how people would resist a shift toward more healing, more compassion, more expression of the human experience. And this is my wish, that together we build this new future. And you could tell me, oh, Gregory, you live in a dream. You live in the illusion. And I will tell you that there is a great man called Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO of Amazon. And he had a world in mind in '94 when he launched Amazon. His parents didn't want him to quit his job to start Amazon. And he said, I have my dream, I have my world, and if I do not try it, I will be really unhappy at 80 years old. I need to take action. He took action, and now Amazon is Amazon. And he has this famous quote that says, it is easier to invent the future than to predict it. And I'll be honest with you, when I read his biography, and as soon as I read this quote, I stopped reading. Because this is the mindset. This is the mindset that allowed him to make Amazon what it is today. It is easier to invent the future than to predict it. So why don't we invent a future where everybody lives from the heart, everybody works on what he loves, everybody connects, truly connects with other humans, more art, more expression, more projects, more beauty, more magic. Like who does not like magic? Like I love magic. Fuck, it's gorgeous when you see synchronicity, when you work and you meet these wonderful people that talk to you about crazy projects, and you have the opportunity to build a network, not because it's cool to build a network. You build a network that resonates with you as people get attracted to your type of energies, and you become a giver, you become a healer, you become what you want to become. No boundaries, limitless mindset. And that's my wish, and I hope that you take it on with these words, and you slowly get on the path yourself to create that world that stands a chance to see the light. You know, if nobody tries, it won't happen. So if you start, well, that's wonderful, and hopefully with time, and as the youth realizes that it has the power to invent the future it stands for, I hope that together we all get there. So this is it, guys and girls and everybody watching. Aliens. Who cares? So much love. And I wish you to live from the heart. Go back to the childlike mindset. Go back to drawing, back to music, back to dancing, back to vulnerability, love, sacrifice. You know, there's the notion of sacrifice, putting in the work, but not the work because you gotta work hard. No, the work because the work matters. Meaningful work, the work that makes you stand all night because you can't let go of the passion, of the thrill of creation. And that is something wonderful. And then you might ask me, well, I don't have a passion, Gregory, where do I start? And that is hard. Where do I start? My answer to you would be, ask the question. Go meditate. Learn to be silent with your mind and listen to the answer that shows up. All the great masters and sage of this world will tell you that all the answers lie within. Take responsibility for the answers you find. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility from living from the heart, and you will see great changes in the days, weeks, and years to come. Thank you so much. I hope I managed to get a clear thought, a little bit of inspiration today into your mind. And as the eclipse goes away, I will wish you a wonderful day and see you soon. Om.